Hi guys, it's Chuma here, back with another video, and for today, as promised, I am giving you guys an update because I have just been to see a trichologist about my scalp issues. We've got a diagnosis and we know what to do moving forward. And I'm so excited to be able to share that with you in this video, so let's get started. Okay guys, so as you know, I've been having these scalp issues and I have been doing hot oil treatments just to be able to soothe the situation so that there's less itchiness and less flakiness, but I needed to be able to remedy the situation. I needed to be able to find a resolve just so that this can stop altogether, as opposed to it being a lifelong thing that I have to deal with. And for that to happen, I needed to seek professional help. And because my realm is natural hair care, you know, I can advise and comment on taking care of your hair and all of that stuff. But when it comes to like scalp conditions and when you start seeing some issues, even I had to, beyond just doing my research online, seek professional help just to get to the bottom of things, and it just makes life so much easier. I don't have to think about the worst case scenarios, because I was seeing some really like crazy things online. And you know, when you self-diagnose online, that is a problem in itself because you think of and pick the worst condition and it's honestly sometimes never that at all. So I really just needed to speak to somebody, and so I reached out to an amazing trichologist. Her name is Stephanie Sey. I have known Stephanie for a while now, just within the natural hair world here in the UK. She's an amazing trichologist. She's really knowledgeable, well recognized, and just an amazing all-round woman. And so I knew that if I was going to seek professional help, if I needed a trichologist, if I ever needed one, it would be Stephanie. I also did get the pleasure of introducing Stephanie at the Nyla event back in around October 2018. So it was just a pleasure to be able to see her again, actually get to book my very first ever appointment with her, and just get some insight onto what the situation is when it comes to my scalp. We had a very intimate close-up in my last video about what the situation was. So I was experiencing these scab-like things all around my hair. Some were open sores, some had dried out, some had like clumps of flakes. So I know it was not a nice sight to see, especially if you're quite squeamish. So it was just an interesting thing to actually be able to go and dig a little bit deeper in there. But now that I've seen Stephanie, I know exactly what I'm dealing with. So let's start from the beginning. So I reached out to Stephanie initially. I sent her the videos that you've seen from the microscope that I took, and I said, hey Stephanie, you know, I'm gonna book an appointment, but can you just initially let me know what I may be dealing with? And at that point she had asked, well, are you using oil on your scalp? And I said for that particular week, which I explained in my last video, I had used this particular oil. And she was like, first of all, just stop doing that. So I stopped doing that. Then I went ahead to book my appointment. It was very easy to do so. So if you go on Stephanie Sey's page, I will link all her details below. You can reach out to her either on Instagram, but if you're gonna book an appointment, it's just easy because she's got a website. So you guys can go directly to the website and check out her availability. She's open now, post-COVID lockdown. She has an online booking system, so you can just check the date and the time that's available. You go ahead and book, and it's just as simple as that. There's some instructions once you receive the email in terms of like what you have to do and what you need to go with you there, basically, to the appointment. And essentially one of the requests is that you don't wash your hair for at least 48 hours. I was actually going to wash my hair this week, and so I reached out. I was like, oh Stephanie, I'm about to wash my hair. Like, should I wash it, or do you just want me to leave it as is? And she was like, I just want to see how flaky it gets, so don't wash your hair. So I didn't wash my hair at all. Got there, obviously social distancing and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I made sure that I got there early, because when you've got an appointment of this kind, you want to be early, just in case you don't want to miss your slot or anything like that. Made it there early, and then we got down to it. So Stephanie had just asked me some general questions about what exactly I was experiencing, so I explained that part. She also asked me about my diet, if there have been any changes. She also asked me about what products that I'm using, so I explained all the different products that I've been using. She also asked me about whether I've been stressed out in my experience, or have I experienced stress? Have I? So a lot of questions that she got to ask just to better understand what may be happening already before she actually took a look. So that was quite nice. It was really reassuring, and it just made me know that she would then, from the answers that I gave her, would get a better understanding of what was going on, because she didn't want to assume anything. And she said even though like she sees me online and she knows what I'm doing, she still didn't want to assume like, you know, what my routine is and all that kind of stuff, and something may have changed in between. So we got through all of that kind of stuff, and then the examination happened, and the examination is very simple. So she has her own medical microscope. She was wearing a visor. I had a mask on as well, so we were both protected. She had gloves on as well. With the microscope, she went into my hair and got to really get a close-up of what we've been looking at, and she was just like, oh, and I like the fact that she was getting excited, because almost immediately she could kind of know and understand exactly what was happening and what was going on, and so she was really excited about that. And that's where you see her passion come through, and the reason why she got into trichology, which I didn't actually explain earlier. So Stephanie actually got into trichology because she had experienced hair loss, and through her experiencing hair loss, she wanted to help other people in similar situations, and so that's why she ended up studying and becoming a trichologist, which I think her story alone is amazing. So to be able to see her excitement when she's actually doing the examination, I was just like, yeah, I know I'm in good hands. So that was really good. So she took a look, and she took a look in different areas. She also asked me where the most problematic areas were. Remember that back one there that was just looking all kinds of awful and messy? So I told her about that one. She also got to see some around this area as well. So she really took a good look. After that was done, she sat back down again, and then she explained to me what I have. I have to pull out my phone and break this down to you, because I don't want to bodge up these things, because this is the actual diagnosis of it, and it is scientific. But then you'll be like, what? When I tell you this, you'll be like, Chuma, huh? And even me, I was like surprised. I was like, oh, I have dandruff, guys. But I have a particular type of dandruff, and I didn't actually know that there are different types of dandruff. So she told me that I have seborrheic dermatitis. So this is broken up into two parts. So dermatitis is a red, itchy, flaky, inflamed skin complaint, and seborrheic means that the rash affects, so a greasy, sebaceous skin zone such as the face, scalp, and center of the chest. So seborrheic dermatitis is very common, and many people don't know that they have it. Overall, it has been reported to affect about 4% of the population. And dandruff, which is a mild seborrheic dermatitis of the scalp, can affect almost half of all adults. So 50% of people will have this, and they may not always necessarily know that they have it. She also explained to me that with people of color, Black people especially, our scalp is generally rich in sebum, and so that we will experience a lot more of this type of condition, especially sebderm, if we do the oiling of the scalp on a regular basis. So if you're finding that your hair is really dry and you're compensating by oiling your scalp, and you're still finding that you're having a lot of flakes, then that might be the reason as well. Stephanie also said that doing hot oil treatments is perfectly fine, so I will continue to do that every wash day. She just said that you don't want to do your styling and actually like grease up your scalp or oil your scalp in that way. So that's the advice. It's kind of like you can still do your hot oil treatments, because I love my hot oil treatments, so that's absolutely fine. So she went into other like scientific terms in terms of what else can be aggravating it. So if you're obviously using oils onto the scalp, that's going to build it up. That's literally feeding dandruff. And as well as that, stress, like I said earlier, it basically increases if you're experiencing stress. So like it will irritate it a bit more, or it will help accelerate it a bit more, because if you're going through stress and then this situation is already happening, that's what you're going to find happen as well. So she said, find ways to relieve stress. This 2020, I don't know, can someone help me please? Because stress, I feel like, is now becoming a normal way of life in this new condition that we're in. But I'm really going to try and not stress out about things and not try to overthink things, because me, I'm the type of person that overthinks. So if I overthink, this is the result of it. So she said that, yeah, try and release stress, try and work in a way of like, you know, just getting my stress down. Diet has got nothing to do with this issue. My products has got nothing to do with this issue. It's just the excess oil. So it's just avoiding like putting the oil directly onto the scalp or putting the product directly onto the scalp for me. So I have to pay a little bit more attention to that. In terms of how to treat the dandruff, it's exactly the same way of how you would treat any dandruff that you have. Anti-dandruff treatments or shampoos, the ingredients specifically that I have to look out for. And she gave me like a couple that she recommended, and she'll send me like a full brief just so that I have a copy of what we talked about and everything that we discussed and all of that kind of stuff. But I kind of just wanted to give you guys like a quick outline of the appointment and how it went and all of that. So that's essentially what I will be doing moving forward in terms of like my new routine. I will still be doing my hot oil treatments. I will use like an anti-dandruff treatment or shampoo beforehand and then do my regular wash day. But I'm just so relieved that it's something that's not serious, like it's a mild case. It's just dandruff, guys. It's just a different type of dandruff, so I can breathe. I'm just like, I'm all right. It's okay. It's going to be all right. And I can stop stressing about it as well. I was getting stressed out, guys. I was like, what is this thing? Like, what the hell is going on? And obviously, I was picking at it, which was not making matters any better. So I'm just happy that I know exactly what is happening. I know exactly what I need to do. I know I have to be careful with these anti-dandruff shampoos as well because they can be quite drying, and the majority of them I think do include sulfate in them, so I kind of have to find alternatives. Overall, like, it was an amazing appointment. It was just good to be able to get to the bottom of things and talk to a professional who knows exactly what is going on, because me now, I would be guessing which skin or scalp condition I have. I would be picking out the worst one because I'm thinking like, why is this happening? All of that, I would be going crazy. I just went to see somebody and somebody told me this is the situation. Sometimes if you're a doctor, you still need a dentist. Do you see what I mean? Exactly. So that is the reason why I just went to see her. All her details will be down below. So anybody who is going through similar issues, similar problems, I do recommend just reaching out to Stephanie. She is based here in London, but she does also offer online consultations as well. So like, feel free to reach out. This is not a sponsored video at all. Like, it was not a gifted experience. I paid my good shmoneys to be able to go and get this resolved because I really, really needed to get this sorted out and also support black businesses, innit? Like, I had to support my girl. So if I was gonna go to anybody, I'm gonna go to somebody who knows my hair, who understands my scalp as a black woman. So it was a no-brainer for me. I wasn't gonna go anywhere else. No. That is it, guys. I hope this video has been informative to you guys, and I hope you got the general idea of what I'm talking about. I will link all the references that I read from in the description below, as well as that, you know, do the usual, share, comment, thumbs up. And if you're joining me for the very first time or you're returning and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that red button to subscribe. Also, turn on the auto notification bell, and that way you'll never miss a beat. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.